Johnson here. Just had the little 350 with a 3/4 race cam. Everybody's gonna love that, but that's what it's called. Crane Cams sells it. It's a 270, 2 duration, 450 something lift, I think. One tight load center. I think it's like a 108 load center. It's got a good chop to it, and that's through just single exhaust. Sounds good. It always ran good. This motor did. Just going to show you what I got going on here with the leaf spring setup. Got my springs in here. Had to move my shock mounts. Made some different brackets for them. Right up here. This light on here, you can see. Right up here, I'm going to have a bracket coming up off of here on each side of this. Bolt through it that will, in my mind, I'm thinking it'll keep the rear end from wanting to flop up and down and twist the coil spring, or twist the leaf springs. Because we don't have a torque arm going up to the transmission anymore. We're just sitting on leaf springs, old school style. And we're going to give this a try. Now, when I did this, I had to cut a whole bunch of material out. This area right here had the spare tire in it. So when they made them this way, they moved the frame over. So when I put the leaf spring in here, the driver's side matched up fine with the frame. And there was actually holes that it just slipped up on there and the bolts went through, and on the driver's side it's just fine. On the passenger side, I had to add some steel in here. I had to remove a bunch so that I had room to work, and then I had to make something here for the shackles to attach to. I reinforced it on the top side. It's got the bolt goes through the frame here. My plan is to get a longer bolt that actually attaches through both, but I don't know, I may just leave it attached right there, since this part is welded to the frame now and reinforced on the top side. So now I've got some cardboard cutouts that I've been working on to build a patch panel to come in here and cover all this area here up. I'll show you what I got there. So what I got going on in here, this is looking down from outside here, looking in here. I welded a piece of 1/4 inch bar stock there, I guess you'd call it, strap steel, and it's welded to the frame, and then this is welded to it, and the frame underneath I welded it as well. I got this. I'm gonna put some metal in here. I just use cardboard template to make my templates, but that's gonna fit in here, and it'll be welded in here as well, which should stiffen this up. Be welded in here and here, and then I've got another piece here around it. Can't really do it with one hand while holding the camera, but it all fits in here nice and neat. And when I cut it out of steel, I've got an old truck hood out there. I'm going to try to cut it out of that. Just lay my templates up on here and cut it out. But with it welded all the way across here, around here, and I think I'll leave this spare tire carrier brace thing in here. I was going to take it out, but then I thought, well, I'll leave it in there and weld it to that too. And then here, I'm just not going to weld it to my fender. Screw the fender up, but that should help keep the smoke down. I'll have to put some rubber or something right around in here. I'll figure something out to kind of seal that off. So when you're doing a big smoky burnout, it ain't just boiling back up in the car with me. But anyway, that's the plan. Got to get some fittings for my fuel lines. Right now I've just got a piece of 3/8 pipe stuck down in there and silicone to it, and run up to the engine. And it works. I mean, it runs like that. Probably drive it just fine that way, but I want to put some good fittings on it and good fuel line. So I found where this fuel line was pinched when I was trying to run this car before. I ran it with a pretty hot little 305. Had a cam similar, well, it was this same cam, but it was Summit's brand, and some port and polished 416 heads, flat top pistons, and aluminum intake, staller thing. It ran good, but it ran good through first and second gear. When I'd get in third gear, it'd start running out of fuel. And I looked and I never did figure out what it was. I messed with float bowls and everything, and there was one spot that I couldn't see, and this fuel line was pinched there. So when I put the 400 small block in, it done the exact same thing. It'd get to, part way through third gear, and it'd just start running out of fuel. And with 411s in it, I was needing to use third gear. So anyway, I figured that issue out. So that should help it a lot, just be able to run it all the way through wide open. But anyway, this is what I got so far. I'm about ready to put the tires on it and move it outside. I've got the little brackets to cut out and weld on there for the, it'll look something like this right here. I'm going to put them on top of the rear axle, and then the bolts will go through there. Put one on each side of those control arms. And that should help it to maybe not wheel hop and maybe hook up. I don't know. Should, as the rear end wants to twist upward under torque, it should want to push it down. Hopefully push the rear end, the tires down to the track. That's what I'm hoping for. I guess we'll see when I get a little farther along. There's Jen Johnson. Let the gears turn and the big tires burn.